I've been putting making this video off for ages now. I've been meaning to do it, but I've just kept coming up with excuses for myself and not doing it and not doing it and not doing it. And I need to do this as much for me as I do for you. So I really need to make this video and just kind of say it and put it out there and fucking get over it. As some of you know, I've got a fucked up leg, and I don't really mention it, or I don't really go over it, or I don't really show a lot of it, because I'm so fucking insecure about it. It scares the shit out of me. Making this video scares the fucking shit out of me. I've got this thing called lymphedema in my leg, and it basically just means that my leg swells and it doesn't drain fluid properly from my leg. But that also means that I'm prone to infections and stuff like that. And I've had it for about 8 years. And what I haven't told you guys, what I don't say, what I've been like keeping from you, is that every single day of my life for the last 8 years, I've had to wear this. I've had to wear a toe to thigh tight. It's like a stocking on my leg since about the age of 12. I've had to wear that every single day, and that fucked with me massively as a child, man. That gave me some major fucking problems. And recently I've come to the realization that in order to grow and become the person that you want to be, I want to be this confident, outgoing, no fucks given kind of guy. You've got to break yourself down and admit all these insecurities and put all these insecurities out there. When I was younger, when I first got this, I basically just had a swelled up leg one day, and doctors had no idea what it was, and they told me that I had this thing wrong with my leg. And they told me that I had to wear this tight every day for the rest of my life on my whole leg. And I was devastated. Imagine being a 12-year-old boy and being told that you have to wear a woman's item of clothing every day for the rest of your life. I cried all day, I cried all night that I have this thing wrong with my leg that's never going to get better. And I got to school, and obviously kids aren't going to be understanding of this other kid wearing a tight on his leg. So I got the piss taken out of me for wearing a tight on my leg. I didn't get bullied massively badly, but that's mainly because I'd go and hide at lunchtimes. At lunch or break times, I'd go to a gym every time. So for PE and physical education lessons, what I'd do is I'd turn up half an hour early and get changed so people didn't have to see this tight on my leg and take the piss out of me. Or I'd go and hide in the disabled toilets and not do the lesson, or get changed in there and not do the lesson. And this kind of affected my confidence fucking massively, and to the point where I was with this girl, my ex-girlfriend. I was with her for 1.5 years, and not once did I let her see this thing on my leg. I would go, being with someone for a year, I would go to the toilet and get changed. I would get undressed in the toilet, or I would never let her see it. I'd lock the door. If ever we had sex, I'd turn the lights off and not let her see this thing on my leg, because I was so fucking ashamed of it and so insecure about it. And the repercussions of that have been massive, man. In all aspects of my life, I just started to realize that a lot of my problems are because of this. Every decision that I make, everything that I do is because of my leg, and it just holds me back so much. Stuff like going to the beach with your friends when you're like younger. Like my friends asked, I live in a seaside town, so all we did was go to the beach. Your friends would ask you to go to the beach. Obviously I couldn't walk around in bare feet because of my leg, and I have to wear this thing all the time, so I wouldn't be able to go. I can't really deal with hot weather because of my leg, because it swells up in the heat, and I can't really stand up for long periods of time. So it stopped me doing so much, and that kind of led to this social isolation and socially isolated me as a child, and then maybe it kind of like that little bit of an outcast. And then now things that relate to that, I've started to realize that things that relate to that scare the shit out of me. So let's say public speaking. Alright, I've come a massive long way. 1 year ago, I would have never been able to speak to a camera. I would have never thought that I would be able to make YouTube videos and speak to people. Oh, look at this guy speaking to a camera, what a fucking weirdo. Because of that, it put me in front of an audience speaking about something that I don't really know about, and I will still absolutely shit myself, like I'm shitting myself about my dissertation talk. I will be so scared. And it's because I was bullied, and because I used to get the piss taken out of me a bit, and then I associate those large groups of people with that feeling, and I always associate crowds and groups of people with the people that used to take the piss out of me and the people that used to put me down, and it has kind of led to this social anxiety as such. I put two situations together irrationally, subconsciously. So I associate large groups of people and groups of new people with groups of people that used to take the piss out of me. Because I had a bad experience with that situation, I associate similar situations with that bad experience, and like go into this defensive, negative kind of defensive way, because I think those bad things are going to happen subconsciously when I know that they're not. Why am I doing this? Why am I making this video if I really don't want to do this and this scares the shit out of me? Why the fuck am I doing it? It's because this is the biggest thing in my life that holds me back. This is this basically determines the way I react in so many different situations. This insecurity, and it is the last big insecurity that I need to get rid of before I literally don't give a fuck. So I'm putting this out there because it scares the shit out of me. And everyone has something they're insecure about, or a couple of things that they're insecure about, or most people have some big insecurity they want to get over, what they know is there, and the only way that you're going to get over it is by stepping up and fucking facing it. Okay, my biggest insecurity is this. Look, I showed you a minute ago. Fucking tight on my leg. Look, that goes from there all the way down to there. And I have to wear that shit every single day. Okay, my two other really remaining insecurities is I smashed out my front tooth. I got a big line on my tooth there. Don't know if you can see it. And my other one is my fucked up hairline from where I took loads of creatine. My hairline's been really weird since. I think it's getting better though. And that's another one that always used to massively bother me. Once you've put every insecurity out there, once you've been stripped of everything, once you have nothing, once the haters have like nothing to go off, you are fucking bulletproof. You have everything I care about, everything that I'm insecure about right there. And I don't give a shit. Say, oh, look at this cunt with a fucked up leg. I do not care. Once you have put it out there, once you have acknowledged and accepted your insecurities and have given them to people, you are bulletproof. And this is what I want to achieve, and this is what I want to do with this video. I want it to make me grow. This scares the shit out of me. The thought of clicking upload on this and showing it to people scares the shit out of me. But the only way you're going to grow, the only way that you're going to change at something is by stepping out of your comfort zones, finding out why you act a certain way about things, finding out why you're insecure, why you react to a situation a certain way is the way that you tackle it, the way that you combat it. And that is the first step. I've fucking petrified of groups of people, not so much anymore, but I was always really scared of groups of people. And that is just simply because I subconsciously associated that with the groups of people that used to take the piss out of me and the groups of people that used to bully me. So my brain thinks, hang on a minute, this group of people used to take the piss out of him and there's a group of people here. So they're probably going to take the piss out of you. And then I get scared and then my defense mechanisms kicked in. I become shy, I become shaky, I become fucking scared about talking in front of people. And it's just simply because of that irrational association. And once you realize it, you can change it. You can make it better. Alright, think of your brain like a muscle. In order for your muscle to grow, you have to break it down. You have to cause those micro tears, and then your muscle grows, and then it comes back stronger. Your brain is the same. You've got to put yourself in those situations that scare you. Put yourself in those situations where people judge you and people think, what the fuck is that guy doing? What a faggot. What's that thing on his leg? Why is that guy dressing like a woman with a suspender on his leg? You've got to do those things, but then you grow from that experience and you build yourself back up from it. Every time someone puts me down, every time someone looks at me doing these things, taking my clothes off, fucking posing in public, every time someone sees me doing that, and I know they are judging me, I know they're either thinking that's funny, or the majority of people thinking, oh, what, that guy's a faggot, why is he doing that? Why is he taking his clothes off in public? Oh, he's so vain, he's so arrogant. Look at this guy. Oh, look at him. Every time that happens, every time I get a hater, every time I get hate or something happens like that, people are staring at me, judging me. I know they're judging me. It breaks me down a little bit, but I use it to build myself back up again. I do it again, and each time I give less of a fuck. I just want to get into that mindset of giving absolutely zero fucks about the opinions of others. Once you don't care about the opinions of others, the potential for growth is huge. It's massive. It's limitless. You just got to set yourself free, cut those chains free of giving a shit what other people think of you. And that is why I'm doing this. That is why I'm making this, so I can get past that and move on and do more stupid shit and grow more as a person. Alright, in the case of my leg, what have I been doing? So let's think about it. One of the things that scares me the most is people seeing my leg. I've showed you guys it. I've showed the internet it. Anyone can fucking see this. So that scares the shit out of me. But I'm showing you guys because I don't want it to scare the shit out of me. I want to lose that insecurity. One of the things I've been doing, I've been getting changed in the gym reception. I've been taking my trousers off, showing the whole gym my leg in the gym reception, simply because it scares me so much and simply because I'm so insecure about it and I just want to be bulletproof about it. And by showing these people, every time someone glances over, looks at me and like whispers to his mate, what's that guy got on his leg? It breaks me down a little bit, but it builds me up. When I first started doing it, I was so scared. I was shitting myself. Now I do it, I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, we are just people, and your body, your physical form is just a vessel for your consciousness. It's a vessel for your mind and a vessel for your consciousness. It is nothing more, nothing less. No one is better on the level of consciousness than anyone else, and no one is worse. It's a level playing field. Everyone is born on this level playing field. The way that you respond to a certain situation, the way you respond to things, isn't because you were born that way. It's because of experiences that you've had. And if you respond negatively to something, so say for me, large groups of people, if I perceive someone looking over and whispering at me because I've had that in the past, and I associate people whispering me with a negative thing, of people taking the piss out of me, then I get insecure about it, I get uptight, I get negative, my defense mechanisms kicked in. What you've got to realize that you've learned these traits, you've learned to be insecure, you've learned to feel a certain way about something, so you can unlearn it, you can get over it, and that is exactly what I'm doing. Alright, I know a lot of you guys love Z's, and I fucking love Z's too. So let's take Z's for example, or someone like Z's, okay? Skinny, nerdy, and just sits doing fuck all on the computer all day. What's going to scare a kid like that the most? It's going to be going to the gym. It's going to be people looking at you. It's going to be people judging you. And Ziz did all those things. Ziz took off his clothes. Ziz went to the gym. Ziz had hundreds of people looking at him. And I guarantee before he started this, when he was that kid, he couldn't think of anything worse than that. But what separated him from the people that are still sat on the computer now is that he was willing to step outside of his comfort zone. He got scared. He went there. He stepped outside of his comfort zone. He went to the gym, even though it scared the shit out of him. He became swole. He did all these things that scared the shit out of him. And every time he did them, he grew. And he grew as a person until he didn't give a fuck. Once you learn to laugh and have accepted all your insecurities and have accepted yourself, then what have people got to go off? What have haters got to go off? They've got nothing. You become bulletproof once there is nothing that you're insecure about, nothing that you majorly give a fuck about. Okay, people are probably watching this now thinking, oh, what a faggot, look, this fucking cross-dresser guy wearing this fucking tie on his leg, look, it's literally a tie. This guy, what I'm wearing it's a tie, it's a suspender. Like, if you don't know what a suspender is, Google suspender. It is a suspender. I have worn a suspender on my leg for 8 years of my life. Every day of my life, I've been wearing a tie, half a tie on my entire leg, a woman's tie. That's so gay, or what a fucking weirdo. And I literally do not care. I don't give a fuck. Just because you associate a certain situation with another one, it doesn't mean that it is that situation. So let's take groups of people, for example. I get shit scared in front of groups of people because I associate groups of people from my past when I was a kid, and groups of people used to take the piss out of me. So I subconsciously, I think that, oh, these people are going to take the piss out of me, even if I don't realise it, and I start to feel a certain way, I get shaky, I get this defence mechanism kicking in, and it's giving me social anxiety, and by realising that's what it is, I can rationalise it, and I can get over it. You can learn to feel certain ways to feel about things. The situations and the things that you think are the most negative, the most bad, are often the things that make you grow and make you improve you most as a person. The hardest times are the ones that are the ones with the biggest opportunity to grow. So, all right, let's take my leg for example. I spent 2 weeks in bed, pissing in a pot, in agonizing pain, crying like a little bitch, not moving. I lost 15 pounds, and I just sat there and felt fucking sorry for myself. Had a little cry, felt sorry for myself. And okay, you can look at that one or two ways. You can either get on with your life and ignore that, or you can think, hang on a minute, what was the worst character flaw? What was exposed during that time of stress? In that negative situation, what really showed through? And that was me feeling sorry for myself, for self-pity. So it exposes the things that you need to improve on, the things that you need to grow on. Accept the situation you're in, and from any situation you can always learn from it, no matter how bad it is, no matter how bad it seems. Maybe a relative's died, it will expose your worst character flaws, and it's an opportunity for growth, and it's an opportunity for you to improve them and work at them and eliminate them or just make them better. Don't focus on the shit you can't control. Step outside your comfort zones, grow. If it scares the shit out of you, it is probably good. It is probably because you are insecure about something and you need to step outside of your comfort zone and you need to do it. Whether it's going to the gym, everyone starts somewhere. Everyone starts at different levels physically, but it's the people that are willing to take that jump. Everyone's shit scared of going to the gym. It's the people that are willing to take that risk, step outside of their comfort zone, become scared, are the ones that become the greatest and the ones that grow. Ziz is a fucking prime example of this. Skinny little nerdy kid, insecure, I guarantee, scared to speak to girls, aesthetic god doesn't give any fucks because he has done these things and he has stepped outside of his comfort zones. Don't focus on the shit that you can't control. Physical situations, things that can't be changed, look for good in them, look for positive in them, learn from them, grow from them, even if it's just from a mindset point, or like a mindset point of view, or a mental state, or the emotion that you express, or just something negative, something detrimental. Look at yourself, take a step back, and then find ways to change it. And most importantly, don't waste time feeling sorry for yourself. There is always people worse off, and you are fucking blessed with what you've been given. Regardless of your situation, someone has achieved much more from much less. So stop using it as an excuse not to do something and just fucking do it. If you made it through all of that, I fucking love you. And if you liked it, if you enjoyed it somehow, and if you didn't unsubscribe because I was just speaking about myself for so long, leave it a like, drop me a sub if you don't, and peace.